The man who died on the cross was God, and no one is God. You get what I mean? No one is the spirit, you know, and no one had to make his own body, you know. And for no one to make his own body, no one had to sleep with a virgin, you know, with the virgin. And yeah. And so the person who was born from the virgin is no one in flesh, you know. And no one in flesh is spirit, you know. No one in flesh the spirit, you know. And yeah, the spirit of God, you know, the hallowed spirit, you know. And yeah, and so when the hallowed spirit came, the hallowed spirit wanted to take the power of death, you know, wanted to like take the power of death. And the thing about my father, no one doesn't like to send a fool to do his job. You get what I mean? You know, no one doesn't send any fools to do his job. So no one rather come do it himself, you know. So no one every time my father come, he come do it himself. And if when he come do it himself, and if he need me to do something, you know, he groom me for it. He make sure I know everything before he make sure I'm not a fool before I do his work, you know. And yeah. And so that's why he could walk my father could walk on water. My father could walk on water. My father did not doubt. My father don't doubt. There's no doubt in my father, you know? Um because my father like faith itself. And my father like and my father my father my father was crucified. But my father was crucified, meaning that my father owned life and death. Okay? My father owns life and death, you know? And you know, like me right here, right? Like for instance, when my father came, my father came like and he had to return like everything that happened to my father was how my father was before he came here. You get what I mean? And everything that happened to me on this earth is how I was before I came here. You get what I mean? You don't understand. However, I was before I came here is how I would be when I leave. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Okay. Now, and so my father, like, man, you don't understand. Like when they beat my father and stuff, like when they flogged my father and they all those things, when they hit my father in the face and they all those things, my father got back his essence of how when he plucked his own eye to stay in heaven. Okay, that's why he said, "Yes, man, you don't understand." So my father, the sun and the moon, and you can see those in his eyes. When he came as Christ, you couldn't see it in his eyes yet until when he left. Then, like he came to become who he was, you know. So now it's my turn. Now my father going to make sure I know everything before I do his work, you know. Like, and there are some things he want me to know, but the main thing that I need to know is to have the fear of God. Like, is to have the fear of the Lord. Because once I have the fear of the Lord, once I have the fear of the Lord, then everything is then like everything become easy for me to do. You get what I mean?